Talk shop, ladies. Let's continue talking about regulating our nervous system. So, sometimes in the moment, our thoughts, triggers, things start to kind of overwhelm us, and we've talked about grounding, right? Like, let's stay present enough. We don't want us to escape into like, the world's collapsing, everything's horrible, I'm shutting down, I'm gonna throw a fit, before we even can process what's going on, what's this trigger, why am I overwhelmed, why am I collapsing. Sometimes it's important to just ground ourselves. And as we've talked about before, right, utilizing all the five senses: taste, touch, see, smell, hear, right? No, five senses, right? Here's something that I want to encourage you girls. I had, in our first group session, we talked about this. Sometimes like needing, like wanting to hear, let's say, our husband say something nice, or text us, or love us, or whatever, right? And we as women, we have the ability to literally create solutions, figure out like what makes sense, what feels good for us, be creative, creativity, right? Same thing, creation. And you guys can do whatever it is, and if it works for you, then it works for you. So here's what I want to talk about. Oh, well, let me finish that story. And I talked about how one time my husband sent me a really, really nice little sweet morning text message, so I took a screenshot. And it's pretty cool because anytime I like miss seeing him, miss talking to him, he's at work, he's busy, I could just pull up that little screenshot in my photos where he texted me, and I don't know, just makes me smile, it makes me feel good. It just reminds me we're good, he's just busy, and that's that. Like, it works for me, right? We're able to be so creative in our world. Now, what we can talk about is when we are starting to feel like, again, collapsed, or there's too much stuff going on, like maybe it's me and my business being like, oh, I have so many emails to reply to, and this and that, and accounting and da da da. Or maybe it's you and your family, oh, the in-laws are coming over and they're doing this, and this person's wanting food and this and that, or my job or my relationship, etc. Sometimes before we go to our auto default, right, autopilot mode of reactivity, or as like one lady talks about a lot that I know, she's like, man, when I'm stressed out, peanut butter. I just keep going to the, all of a sudden, how am I in the pantry? Spoonful of peanut butter, calming my nervous system down with peanut butter. Like, and she actually talked about her struggles with food, having like unhealthy relationship with food and body image. And so she's like, that is something I had to really watch to be like, how did I even get in this situation, right? She was so, like, if I could say, oblivious or mindless when it came to food, and then she'd always struggle. But my point is, instead of us getting to this old pattern that we repeat, oh, you're now isolated in your room, oh, now you're scrolling on your phone, oh, now you just yelled at everyone in your house, oh, right, before we get to that reactivity level when our nervous system is like, it's too much, dysregulated, let's talk about it like this. What can you do to reorientate yourself? So it's basically a form of orientation. I find it very helpful when we have one go-to item, thing, experience to help us get grounded. So instead of me being in, let's say, my office, right, I already kind of know everything here. Instead of me being like, oh my gosh, I'm stressed out, what can I orientate myself to now? It's nice when you have your go-to. It's like the feminine, like we have so many things going on in our mind, we're multitasking, and when we can streamline certain things, whether it's like what we eat for breakfast or type of outfits we like or whatever, like sometimes it just takes off less mental energy off of us when we're already like really down and stretched thin and don't have the resources to create a new problem solving solution, right? And so find something, like let's say it's in your living room or your car or wherever, your bedroom. Find one item that's gonna be your go-to thing to look at, to hold. For some of you, that might be, a beautiful candle. Maybe it has a lot of meaning to it. Maybe you love the smell, maybe the flicker of the light, right? Think about the five senses, like what's important for you, right? For someone else, it's always having some kind of like, if possible, like if you have fresh bouquet of flowers or whatever, it doesn't have to be fresh. Like, what is that go-to thing that you look at it and you can take a deep breath? Right? By the way, it doesn't have to be something that's like your go-to. You can even like the point of this orientation exercise is, even if I'm like in a new building, like find that one thing you can look at and like max out your five senses, kind of doing what you can with it. Look at it. Like, let's say I'm in a new building and I see this picture on the wall. I'm stressed out. Okay, what colors are on there? What are the shapes? Employ the five senses. Take a deep breath. How does it smell in the area? Maybe you smell some lady's perfume next to you. You notice that. That's that grounding, right? Maybe all of a sudden you start to realize like your jewelry, right? A lot of times clients will start to kind of feel that, okay, I'm here. Just continue to like look at that one thing if you can, until you just like maxed out, like you got it all, right? Continue to taste, like what's going on in your mouth. Oh, you have a piece of gum. Okay, does it still taste minty? Or maybe like you have a different taste in your mouth. My point is, like, sometimes we just have to stop thinking and just go back to the body. Turn off that analytical mind and the worry and the subconscious and all these programs, and just what's just in front of me now, to chill myself out. So, but I think it's also nice to have something that is your go-to. I have plenty of clients that are like, oh yeah, like my blanket, like that gives me that softness or that paddedness I need. Someone else has a little stress ball next to them. Someone else might have, I don't know, right? I was just like looking actually in my own office recently, and that's why I'm doing this video, is besides this exercise, even I was looking at my office, and I have so many photos. I'm not gonna even move my camera around, but I love, well, here, right? I love printing off photos. They mean a lot to me. They make me feel good. Like, it's different to have, it's like one thing to have it on your phone, and that's awesome. But like I'm like looking around. I've had someone once compliment me like, wow, you really print out photos. And I'm like, yeah, I have some amazing experiences. And they're not like picturesque perfect, but like I have a picture of me and my husband over there. Like, I'm like, oh man, that's when we started to date. Like, wow, I'm so proud of myself. Oh, I love that experience. He looked so good. Just like cultivate something in me, right? And I have a collage of photos, and I saw this one photo of myself. And I didn't even realize it before, but for some reason it like stood out to me, and I was like, man, I look so pretty in that photo. Like, and the thing is, that like the experience behind that photo, I dressed up really nice. I went out. I like actually hired a girl to take some personal photos of me. It was like my first time ever. And this is when I already met my husband, and I bought this like fancy cowgirl hat. And I was wearing my heels. Oh my goodness, it's so funny. But I printed it off, and every time now I look at it, like besides me like looking at it and being like, wow, I look pretty, I'm like, man, I'm proud of myself. Like, I went out and did that. I stepped out of my comfort zone. This turned out beautiful. And this photo was originally in a collage, and I'm like, this is like its own frame worthy. And I just literally pulled it out, and I got a frame, and I just kind of look at this, like, this is kind of my season. I look at this picture anytime I'm panicking, anytime I'm getting worried, anytime I think I'm less than, anytime all this stuff gets in my head and and all this external stuff. Deep breath, and I look at that photo, and I'm like, we're good. We've come a long ways. We're good. I'll even show you a sneak peek. This is only for my Talk Shop girls. See? I don't know if you can kind of see it, but yeah. A little risque, but I was very proud of myself. Like, I did it for myself. Oh my gosh, this is the lights. There we go. Anyways, my point is, to me, it's gorgeous. I like it. It's just in my room. It's mine, right? So do what you gotta do. Find your girl, guys, find your thing. What's important, what helps you. Get creative, because when we're in the state of panic, that's not, like, again, polyvagal theory, that's not when you're gonna find new solutions. We go to our default modes of resting or calming down. So do what you gotta do. Find your pictures, find your items. Again, maybe it's your jewelry. I remember I'm not wearing this necklace right now, but I have this other necklace I wear a lot, and my husband gave it to me, and I just like sometimes will feel it, touch it, and again, it just evokes this like calm, peace, love. Take a deep breath. Kind of even reminds me of like Catholics have rosaries, and this is not about like if you believe it or not, but like I think it's a very powerful like mindfulness type of experience where you're literally touching this and you're remembering, okay, this prayer, this means this, and people are doing what they need to calm down. By the way, another thing you can do when you are starting to like look at something, maybe I'm looking at this photo of myself and I'm starting to feel calm. I'm utilizing the 5 senses. So like, for instance, take your fingers. You could be in public when you need this, right? Feel your index finger and your thumb, like rub them. Can you feel like sometimes we're like doing things and we're so disconnected, we don't even feel our body. We don't even feel maybe our bra strap is super tight. We don't even feel our belt is like bulging or like poking into our skin, right? When we start to bring attention to our body, then we can problem solve, we can feel, we can be present. Okay, I'm here. So just to give you guys some ideas of different things we can do. So bonus points if you girls can tell me what are your kind of go-to items, things, pictures, whatever, it doesn't matter, flowers, sweaters, I don't know. So let me know, and hopefully this kind of helped you to orientate yourself, your nervous system, the next time you're starting to feel like you're losing control, because you are the authority of your life and you have to be embodied.